We've all been there. You're in a rush. There's a queue there at the supermarket checkout.
You so have not been there.
No, I know, but I know people who have, and they say it's terrible.
Your maid.
Yes. Well, now newly developed card technology allows you or my maid to simply swipe that plastic and get in the limo and come back home and cook for me.
With no PIN number or signature needed, you can be through the checkout in seconds. Called Tap and Go, we wondered whether this system is convenience at its best or too risky to try. We hit the streets to see what you think.
To me, I consider it maybe a little bit risky. I do like to have my PIN number, so I don't know whether I'd tap and go.
I'd probably use it because I'm always in a hurry with the baby. I actually still sign. I don't use a PIN, and I feel that way someone actually has to look at my signature.
Well, I actually work in an area of credit card fraud prevention, so to me it sounds actually quite scary.
I don't know, I always worry about the security side of things, so I'd have to be really convinced that it was more secure than what's out there now.
Wow, and the person who works in fraud thinks it's kind of scary. We've got some issues. Money expert Anthony Bell joins us from Melbourne to run us through the pros and cons of the Tap and Go payment system. Hi, Anthony.
Morning, Carl.
Does this mean we need another piece of plastic in our wallets?
No, it doesn't, Carl. Actually, the software for the activation of Tap and Go is actually already built into the small credit cards which we use. So it's actually already there. The big part that's going to change will be that retailers actually install their side of it, which means largely, the way to work is that somewhere near the counter, you'd pull out the credit card, you get within about, 4 inches of it and just run it, and it will be like gone, paid, and you're ready to leave with your goods.
Off you go. So getting through the checkout quickly, that's an obvious benefit. What are the other benefits, if any?
Well, look, I think that it's actually quite a highly secure method there. And look, it's understandable that there may be some security risks, and people might actually think that, there's some risk like anything is new. But, the bottom line is the card actually never leaves your hand. And there is only a $100 credit limit on there, so it's not like a massive $10,000 quick tap and go. It's almost like having the perfect amount of change in your hands, so you can just quickly dispense it and move on.
Okay, so like cool for a sandwich at lunchtime or something. But I would have thought that $100 spending limit would deter people from using it, Anthony?
Well, guys, I'm not sure how many $100 sandwiches that you're actually buying, but on that one too, keep in the back that the idea is that it actually isn't to replace credit cards. So if it actually does go over $100 or $120 or $130, you then are meant to go back to the conventional method of purchasing items, where you would then run your credit card and sign for it or use your PIN number.
Oh, mate, I've never got away from the Mac counter in DJs under $500. There are so many different ways to pay for things nowadays. Do we need another one, or is this a trial they're going to sort of ramp up and this will replace what we've got currently in a year or two?
There's not much going on in Australia around it right now, and I'm sure some retailers are going to be watching how it's been dry trialled, if you like, over in sort of other parts of Europe and also too in the States. Look, I don't think that it's actually going to be a bad thing, because, as I said earlier, the actual software is already in the credit card. It is all actually ready to go. It's only a matter of actually the retailers activating their side of it, which means that it could be quite quicker. And try and think of all those long lines at gas stations and wanting to actually quickly pay and take off. Well, it'll actually work, provided you're inside that $100 limit.
Yeah, okay, some good advice there. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay, Carlos.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, mate. See you soon.